Red Balloon Rock Talk.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's another show for you. This is Mark and Jim. We are Lead Balloon Rock Talk, and we are happy to give you our latest edition. And we're going to do something cool this time around. We're doing a Halloween edition, and we hope you like it. What it is basically a playlist that we put together that are spooky songs and Halloween-like things. And we're hoping that you like the set list. And if you really kind of like the show and you want to hear all the songs, we're going to upload all this into the playlist when you check out the video. So you'll be able to just go to the link and click on any song you want to listen to. So we hope that'll help you a little bit. So we are in our spooky mode of thinking, and hopefully everyone will get into the mood and you'll play this playlist on Halloween evening, and hopefully you'll enjoy and you'll like some of the titles and bands that we've chosen. So without further ado, I think we'll just get started. All right, cool. So as this goes, you start thinking about these episodes, and I'm like, all right, I got a couple songs for this, and then all of a sudden your brain starts firing, and you realize, wow, there's a lot of different songs out there that we could incorporate into this episode. So
yeah, and I just want to interject that as we go through the list, and as you take a look at the list in the comments or in the description below, it's quite an eclectic list. I mean, it's all over the map in terms of styles of rock. It's not. There's some heavy metal. There's more popish tunes. There's a little bit of camp in there. It's kind of all over the map. A little bit of
great variety. I love it. I think it's really good.
Yeah. I think there's something for everybody.
Absolutely. So let's just shut up on this end of things and let's get going with the tunes. All right. So I couldn't help myself for the first one, and this is Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. Gotta love that song. And I just remember being, back in middle school listening to that. I was like, whoa, wow, that's awesome. And yeah, so Number of the Beast starts it off.
It's Vincent Price is the lead off narrator, and he sets the tone right from the beginning.
Nail it, though. He just nails it. So This is one of those great lead-ins to a really awesome tune. So Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. And we're going to bump back a little bit. Here's where that eclectic stuff comes from. We're going to go to The Who with Boris the Spider. John Entwistle, love that. It's such a playful song. It's so fun and it's upbeat. Yeah, it's just like, what? It's like a joke on everything. So
and that song became John Entwistle's signature, because from that point on, he always wore a big spider piece of jewelry here. I mean, that really defined him.
Absolutely. It's a great tune.
It's a fun song, yeah.
So I'm wearing my scary shirt today. It's got skeletons and stuff on here. And it goes to my next pick here on our list. It's the Grateful Dead's Friend of the Devil. Friend of the Devil. Yes. Ooh, spooky. So, yes, we're going to go with that. And I'm going to turn it over to you right now.
All right. And I just want to add, so Friend of the Devil is more the country rock, I would say, side of things. So, great. All right, next is Blue Oyster Cult, Godzilla. So adding some monsters into this mix. Great song. It's one of those songs you don't hear very often, but when you do hear it, it's like, wow, what a
cool song. How do you come up with the idea of, like, let's put Godzilla in there?
Yeah,
why not
exactly.
King Kong? But Godzilla, yes, for sure. Yeah. I love it.
So worth checking out. If you don't know the tune, listen to it. And then staying on that similar vein of monsters, next is Edgar Winter Group with Frankenstein. And again, and this is an all instrumental song. And so we move from more of a lyrical base to an all instrumental. But again, great licks and just a great jamming tune. And then my third one here on the list is the Ramones Pet Cemetery. And now we switch to a little bit of punk, and Pet Cemetery is a fun tune. And I believe the link I have you linked to is what they call their official video. And but again, it's a little bit of campish, but it definitely in the punk vein. Great song.
Who doesn't like the Ramones? Come on.
And that too.
So we're gonna get a twofer on this one. Blue Oyster Cult again, and Don't Fear the Reaper. Come on, Halloween without Don't Fear the Reaper?
Yeah,
Seriously,
exactly.
you know?
Yep.
Just great band, great band. Okay, here goes one of my favorite bands of all time, Pink Floyd. And it's kind of a little sick song here, but hey, if you're into Halloween, you're right up your alley. Careful with that axe, Eugene.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Watch for
Now,
the
this is
lurking in the
another
shadows.
classic we're coming into here. I gotta say, it was it was not a problem when I brought it up to you. Actually, I was like, it popped up, and I said, "Hey, what about Ozzy?"
Yeah.
And Diary of a Madman. Yes.
Diary of a Madman. Yep.
Cooking up his stew of whatever Ozzy cooks up over there. So I'm not gonna say.
And it was one of the last tracks, I believe, that Randy Rhoads was guitarist on before he was killed.
Absolutely.
So, and again, just some great playing on that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. AC/DC, Hell's Bells. Starting off with the church bell strikes. And
Talk about weird instruments in rock and roll.
yeah,
We
exactly.
thought about doing an episode on this. We still might do that, but
Yeah.
it might come back and haunt us here.
Yeah.
Haunt Halloween.
Yeah. But yeah, so it starts off with that ominous sounding bell chime in the beginning. Great way to start it. Next, moving on, Led Zeppelin, Gallows Pole. And Gallows Pole is it's a more obscure Led Zeppelin song, I would say, but I mean it's still up there where you would hear it, but definitely worth checking out. And as I was looking at it, I found a couple interesting tidbits. It's actually based on a song that Leadbelly did way back in the 30s, and they actually changed the ending because Gallows Pole, basically somebody's going to the gallows to be hung, and they're trying to bribe the hangman to get them out of being hung. But and normally the way it normally has gone is that they succeed in that. But in the Led Zeppelin version, they pull the lever and down he goes. So definitely gallows humor, ha ha ha, but a little bit more morbid. Next is
That was lame. That was lame.
Yeah,
That
well,
was lame.
okay. All right, next Van Halen, Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
And
Another devil.
true to Van Halen's style of doing their songs, even you think Running with the Devil is a dark song, but they do it in such a light way. But with the pyrotechnics of Eddie Van Halen, great stuff. And then right after that, Talking Heads, Psycho Killer. And what's Halloween without a psycho running loose? Exactly. So again, again, now we're kind of alternating between heavy metal and more of the punk or post-punk aesthetic. Good. Next.
Good. All right. Can't be thinking about Halloween without Scary Monster from David Bowie. You know what I mean? Here's another just very off the cuff here. We got all these different genres of artists.
And that's a song that's a David Bowie song you don't hear very often, but yet but there were some songs that came off of that album. There's also the album Scary Monsters that spurred off a lot of hit songs, but Scary Monsters definitely worth checking out.
Absolutely. So yeah. Where are we? Oh, Stones. The Stones. Sympathy for the Devil. Another devil song. We got 3 devil songs so far if people have been taking count. So
iconic song, definitely.
Oh my gosh. I think it's got to be my favorite of all time for the Rolling Stones. Yeah. And I know that's really hard. There's a lot of Rolling Stones tunes to pick from, but this is such a well-crafted song.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely. And here we go. Oh, I have the album right over there, but Santana's Black Magic Woman. You don't want to mess with maybe potential black magic and voodoo and all that other stuff. Hint, hint.
And now starting to incorporate some of the Latina styles of music in there. So
absolutely.
And of course Santana's signature sound and style. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, why don't you talk about the next one? Because I'm less familiar with that song, but you're probably more familiar.
All right, so this last one I'm going to talk about is Imagine Dragons. Now, that's a very current band right now. A lot of people find solace in listening to Imagine Dragons. But Dan does a lot with troubled teens and suicide prevention. Dan is really a big advocate of that, and he suffered from some of the issues of mental health. And so Demons is written about mental health issues, and I think it's a really great song. But just the title alone is really cool for Halloween, so that's why.
Well, yeah, I mean, demons. We certainly are all dealing with our demons, and Halloween accentuates that. And great that a song is talking about how do we cope with some of those demons. So
Right now we're definitely dealing with those. This is a
Yeah,
very
we are.
anxiety-ridden time in our world and our lifetime. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, important that things like this are out there, and Dan is talking about it. So
Yeah,
anyway,
terrific.
all right,
All
go ahead.
right, moving on to The Doors, Riders on the Storm. And just listening to the opening rain before the music even kicks in creates this very ominous sound. And I remember listening to it when I was much younger at nighttime. It might come on the radio or something, and, and my lights were off, and I'm trying to go to sleep, and that suddenly comes on. It's a little bit discomforting,
Creepy, you know.
yeah, a little creepy, but yeah, very apropos for this time of year. Followed by Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London. So getting back to the monster
How could we
theme.
not have a werewolf in Halloween? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Again, another one of those iconic tunes that definitely worth having on your playlist at this time of year. And then Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. And if you're not familiar with Alice Cooper, he and his band, and actually the band was also named Alice Cooper, but he kind of took over that moniker for himself, and they took gallows humor and all, or just a whole Halloween style to a whole level in their whole presentation on stage, to the point where he was actually, they did a mock guillotine execution of him.
If you ever watch that, oh wow, that's weird. I don't know how they do that. That's crazy.
So, Welcome to My Nightmare, and if you listen to the song, you would expect it to be very dark, maybe heavy metalish, but it's actually more campish than anything, and it's it's a very interesting song, and their output is very interesting all the way around. So, a nice, interesting mix to that. I'll do one more. Cream, Strange Brew, and again, you can't not have Cream in the mix on this one with Strange Brew. So that kind of speaks for itself.
I agree. I mean, I can see Eric Clapton stirring pot up with his guitar, and there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to finish this off our list. We talked about Van Halen in a previous episode, and again, I wanted to say, Eddie Van Halen, thank you for everything you've ever done in rock and roll. Rest in peace, my friend. And this is for you. This is Me Wise Magic. This is one of the songs that David Lee Roth came back and did after quite a bit of being gone from the band. And I just love this song. It's such a great tune. It's so nice to hear Eddie playing alongside of David Lee Roth. So anyway, great tune. Check that one out. Jimi Hendrix. This is what I was referencing earlier here. Voodoo, Slight Return.
Yeah, more Voodoo.
Voodoo Child, Slight Return. You can't have a Halloween edition without some Voodoo, and for Jimi Hendrix. So there you have it. Get your Jimi Hendrix in here. And last but not least on our list today, one more Santana song, Evil Ways. Halloween, Evil Ways, right?
Yeah. Keep that evil going on Halloween.
Right on. So, that was our list, but we were talking a little bit about the show, and it took us a while to figure out what we wanted to do here. You got to sit in the dark on Halloween night, and you have to play Ummagumma by Pink Floyd. It's just a must. They have other Halloween albums out there, and they just have like spooky sounds and weird screamy things going on. But if you want to listen to something that's really out there, and if you're a Floyd fan, or if you're a little of our genre of age, our ripened years, if you will, you put that on, put some headphones on, and just turn it up. And that's all you need on Halloween.
It can be one of the most disturbing listens you'll experience.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I think
Yep.
I challenge people to go out and do that, even if it's not Halloween. I mean, it's wicked cool. And if you have it in your record collection, you haven't listened to it in 20 some years, pull it out, listen to it, get the digital version. I'm sure it's a heck of a lot better, you know.
And there's a version of Careful with That Axe Eugene on there. There's a live version of that, so definitely. But yeah, Ummagumma.
Can't go wrong with that. And you brought up some other tunes too, you know, other bands.
Well, yeah, some of the more very obscure type bands. I mean, I was talking about Bauhaus. That was one of the very early goth type bands. Peter Murphy was part of that, if people are familiar with Peter Murphy. And they did a signature tune called Bela Lugosi is Dead. Again, that could be an interesting listen. It's a little on the longer side, but again, it taps into some very interesting sounds, and it could be a disturbing listen if
disturbing listen.
if you're listening on headphones and in the dark. And then was that? I can't remember if I had talked about any others. I think that was my main one.
That was it. We were just bouncing around those things, but especially.
Just about everything else made it on the list. So
yeah.
Just some tag-ons there that are worth.
I'm sure we've missed a few that people are going, how could you not have this? And that's awesome.
Love to hear from you if you have other suggestions. And but here's 24 songs with the addition of Ummagumma and Bela Lugosi is Dead. There's 26 things, with Ummagumma being a much more extended listen.
Yeah, that's very extended.
What's that?
I said that's very extended.
Yeah, and that could keep your Halloween night quite interesting musically, if you're so inclined.
I think there's a lot on that playlist, and I think people should enjoy that list. And that's our Halloween edition. So hey, there's our Halloween edition, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is Lead Balloon Rock Talk, and I'm Mark, and this is my brother Jim. We hope you have a happy and safe Halloween, and enjoy yourselves. Eat lots of candy, stuff your faces, scare little children if you can, especially your own. That's the best part. Anyway, have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.